Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to another Tuesday night with oxygen not included. We're here in the Space Hamlet, the colony we've been building for several weeks now, and it's actually, it's like a 185, it's decently sized. Things have been going fairly well, at least from an oxygen perspective, and from our duplicate happiness perspective. They've got some really nice decor in here they've been living in. Just ignore the really dark red areas where we've been running like heavy watt wire and stuff. But otherwise, like the living quarters and stuff have actually been quite good for them. We've built a little bit of luxury into the colony for our duplicants. So they've got like some luxury rooms and stuff, and well, sort of, I mean, at least more luxurious than the other ones. They have individualized rooms, their own artwork and beds, and their little buddy bud and all that kind of stuff. The trouble is they don't have the fancy beds. So we're gonna have to try to focus on getting some oil and stuff we can use for plastics for that. We do actually have a Dreco over here. At least I had a. Maybe not a Dreco. I had a Dreco egg, a Dreklet egg, and I hope I didn't pick it up and accidentally eat it. I might have. I had one for a glossy Dreklet, which would have given us some plastics, but I think my duplicates might have decided it was snack-worthy, because I don't see it there. But nevertheless, we want to try and get some plastics today, but probably a primary concern is this wonderful kilocalorie count we're sitting at. 26,659 kilocalories. With 25 duplicants, we're going to burn through that awfully fast, and that's really not so good, because our duplicates are probably going to start to starve on us if we don't get something dealt with. So I'm going to plant some more garden space in. Now, basically what happened was I swapped out the mealwood, and that was providing some kilocalories for us, but it wasn't really good quality food, so our duplicates really weren't terribly satisfied with it, and I replaced it with the bristle blossoms that we have in here now, but I didn't put in as many. And I also don't think we have as many things that we're making with it. So we have some pepper bread, we have some bristleberry, but we're not really doing a ton with it that we can actually work with. And every time I swear, every time I click on these ovens, they've got fewer and fewer options available I can make with them. Stuffed berries, they need pinchy pepper nuts, which apparently I don't have any of. It feels so weird. Like after that colony we had last time that had like an endless supply of pinchy pepper nuts, now we've got like none. Which means our poor duplicates are going to be starved for espresso too, and that's bad. Got to soften that. So I think first and foremost, we should probably try to put in some more farm tiles here. We can try to get a little more hydroponics in. Now I actually had I had these spaced with 3 tiles above, so this is going to be kind of. Ooh, wait a minute! I can't put those there. Can't put those there because we have a pipe running through there, and that pipe, I believe, well, it has fresh water, but it would drain all the water away, and then the sink wouldn't work. So that's not going to fly. We're actually going to have. We'll do a little bit shorter space here this time. I kind of left room for artwork in this middle one, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that anymore because we just I don't want to have to rework the whole pipe. In the absence of that, we'll build it right in here. How did you like the Long Dark? Long Dark was fun. A wolf scared the heck out of me. Like came out of nowhere. Next thing I know, it was trying to eat my face. It was a bit of a jump scare, but yeah, it was fun. I'm going to be playing some more of it this week, actually, because I had a good time with it. Looking forward to seeing what more the story has to offer. It did get that first stream did get copyright claimed because of the music right at the very beginning. I was a little worried it might, but I thought I might get away with it. Apparently, that was not to be true. Alright, let's throw all these in here. Let them work a little quicker. 21,000 kilocalories. Man, we're gonna get hungry real quick soon. See you peed on the floor like a dupe. Where? Talking about in my colony or somewhere else? 25 dupes is a lot. Plans to get more, or just wait until slowly starve to death? Well, I'm not planning to slowly starve to death. I'm planning to supply food enough that we can actually manage it. So we have these farm tiles down bottom as well, and these ones have our dust caps in them. I'm thinking we could put another row of dust caps in here. We don't really need it to be farming space because we're not really fertilizing it anyway. We don't have fertilizer. We're not growing super fast. So we can put some of those down here, and that will boost our mushroom production. Now we do have the small issue of having our storage containers down here, which is kind of not ideal. And this pipe here is not connected to anything. I guess I could probably disconnect that. We've got a real spider web of pipes going on here now. It's going to be really, really messy. Yeah, I kind of yelled when the wolf popped up too. It just scared the heck out. Oh, I see what you mean. You peed on the floor when the wolf popped up. I really wasn't expecting it to just suddenly be in my face. Total jump scare for me. Oops. Why didn't that work? Oh, power wires. That was silly. Deconstruct liquid pipes. Let's get all this junk out of here. We'll deconstruct this. We won't need this ladder here, so we can deconstruct this. Third world is 2 natural gas geysers and a slush geyser. Winning! Oh, yeah. Natural gas geysers are awesome. Good source of power and all that. All right. Farm tiles we can put, like, right in here. Someone's gonna get their head stuck. You just know it. It's bound to happen. Please don't stick your head in the floor, guys. Here it comes. A whole bunch of them. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, there they go. There's got to be like 3 or 4 of them with their head like right there. Come on, break them out. Okay, let's make this party 9. Get out of the water. Oh yeah, there was at least 4 there. Good thing we didn't just like go off and look at something else, because that would not have ended well. Throw a little floor on the end for them. Okay, so I mean this is actually going to be handy because it's really close to the slime, so that'll make it really easy to plant there. Hopefully we have lots of fungus spores we can plant in here. So that'll be good to produce a little bit more food. We did get a little bump up. They must have had a harvest, so that's good. It's on the phone now. You unmute. Woot woot. Lovely. Hey Polani, how you doing? Sounds like a huge indicator in TLD. Wolves tend to make a fair amount of noise when they're close by. Helps with the jump scares. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, like, before that, I was worried about the wolves. So every time I kept hearing a noise, I was like, is that a wolf? And of course it wasn't. And then this time, I looked away, and when I looked back, the wolf was jumping at my face. Just about gave me a heart attack. All right, let's copy the settings here. I don't even know if I have enough bristleberry seeds, but we'll find out, I guess. Cancel that, we'll find out. Oh no, we don't have any. That's fabulous. Wonderful. Splendid. Stupendous. I could put some mealwood in there to get some crummy level food, but I don't think I want to do that. Alright, it's going to be a while before they even get enough seeds to plant all this in. See how it goes. Yeah, she was like... quiet. Well, I mean, see, when I'm paying attention to chat and I'm streaming and stuff too, I don't necessarily have the volume on my headset cranked way up too. So there might have been like audio cues. I just totally missed it. What are all the new paintings in the upgrade? Well, there's a whole bunch of them. The basic paintings, when you're looking in the furniture section, where is it here? This one here, the blank canvas. Those ones stayed the same. There doesn't seem to be any change in those. The landscape canvas and the portrait canvas have different ones. So you've got this one here that's like the Wheezewort. That's a mediocre or quaint one, rather. And you've got this one here that's supposed to be like Saturn or whatever, planet with a ring around it. When you get into the Masterworks, you've got one that's like, this one's like a Jackson Pollock. This one's like a something else I don't know because I'm not a super art major. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Pickled meal lice or something? I don't know. That's another one here. Again, totally can't remember the names of these because I'm having a horrible brain fart moment, but that's okay. We've got this one over here in front of the picture of the solar system. A better picture of food than the one they do on the normal canvas. And then there's one here, this one's based on like American Gothic. They're with the pitchfork in front of the compost pile. All the masterpieces seem to be based on actual historical artwork, which is neat. This girl with a pearl earring. Oh, is that what that is? I mean, she has a pearl earring, so I guess that makes sense. Wonder what always going to update again next. Well, I think it's supposed to be like 3 weeks out, something like that. We might actually see. Oh, there's also this one down here. I think this one's I can't remember who painted the one that looks like this. Again, not an art major. It's like 3 weeks out. So typically what'll happen is like 2 weeks before it comes out, it'll be available in the beta branch. So I'm actually kind of hoping this Thursday it might be on the beta branch and we can see what other neat things they added in. Death Fear with a super chat. Thanks for the Oni vids. Been subbed and watching for a while. PS a guide vid on the Oni hidden hotkeys for building straight lines and saving spots on the map to jump to would be nice. Have you seen me build? I'm the derpiest builder going. I'm always building stuff all over the place. But if you hold down Shift when you're drawing lines with something, like, where's my? Let's just choose a power wire. So if you don't hold down Shift, it goes all over. And then if you don't hold down Shift, then even if you wiggle your mouse around, it'll only go the direction you started going in the first place. So when you push Shift, so it'll stop it from going all derpy. I'm just really bad about remembering to hit it. And then to remember to set an item, I think it's Control and a number. So then if you hit Shift and the number, it goes over there. Something like that. I'm horrible for using hotkeys in pretty much every game I play. I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's like some kind of weird mental barrier for me. I don't entirely get it. We have body temperature issues here. Okay, the air coming out of here is really cold now. I think I can take... Well, hold on. Let's take a look at our gas flow here. It's coming out of here at 11 degrees. So realistically, I can swap out tile down here for some radiant gas pipe. Just make that a... make it a gold amalgam, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Iron ore. I get tons of iron ore. So we'll swap this out for radiant and swap this out for radiant. Should help some of those temperatures as it goes by. Yeah, it's Control and then the number, and then Shift and the number to go to it. So now that I'm all the way over here, I set that thing down there as the item I wanted a hotkey. As I set it as number 1, so if I hit Shift 1 now, it just skips right over there. Keep running out of algae. I have that problem sometimes too. It could just be that you didn't swap out of algae early enough. So you've been using it when really you could have been using something else. Am I running out of food? Yes, I sure am. We're treading water at the moment. So I put in a bunch more mushrooms. I'm planting more of the bristle blossoms in here. Over here we do have... No seed available. We do have some pinch of pepper plants growing, but I need more of those. I really should actually... dig some of these up to get seeds. Kind of been just letting them grow in the wild, but maybe it would be better to use them actually in our little farm space. Try to get these taken care of. Can I even reach that? I don't know if I can reach that one. It might be too high up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it might be too high. Dig that up too. Is there a way to make algae? Get that issue a lot too. Yeah, there is a refining system in here that will make algae, I think. Fertilizer, synthesizer, algae distiller. So if you can take slime and refine that into algae, that's an option. Really, like once you get to the point where you're critically out of algae, that's really a problem because the distiller doesn't work super fast, and you end up going through a ton of slime, and you can use slime for other things like fertilizing mushroom farms, and then it can also be heated up to its melting point and it turns into dirt. I think the squares painting is hung upside down. It might be. So they didn't make it exactly the same as the actual artwork. So like, I'm just gonna quickly Google this one. Famous painting of squares. Yeah, they started to change the order of it around a little bit. So Piet Mondrian is the one who, like, Dutch artist that was famous for doing this, I guess. He's got a bunch of them, but hold on. Put in a new tab. So there's the Mondrian painting there. It's kind of small based on the image I just grabbed, but so you can see it is changed around. They use the sort of similar colors and stuff and the same idea to express the idea of the painting without like copying it. Why using lots of batteries? More efficient to use just one smart battery, power loss on big battery. Well, the batteries that I have right now, these ones are tied specifically into this grid that power our oxygen supply system. And what they do is they provide a buffer for the power when the hydrogen generators aren't getting hydrogen, because this pump only works periodically. So the electrolyzer is producing hydrogen and oxygen. I have the atmo sensor set up to only turn on this pump when the pressure gets to a certain amount. That pumps it out to the hydrogen generators. They generate power, which powers the system. We store the excess in the batteries, and then when these aren't being fed hydrogen, the batteries continue to power the system. So we kind of have a little loop going there. I have a smart battery here to control that. And then up top here, I have batteries that are doing the same thing for this one. Outside of that, we don't really have too many batteries in here. That's mostly it. Oh, and up here, I have just creating a buffer of power that's coming off of our coal generator. Hey, Luigi Pro Gaming. Maybe they'll find a way to cultivate and grow algae later. I think you might be able to get it from other planets if you get to the point of doing rocket ships, but that's pretty far along. Like, if you're critically out of algae and you're still relying on it, you probably don't have time to wait for rockets. I would love to be able to empty the queue of this. I don't know what the deal is, but I can't. Maybe if I just empty storage. So, I mean, stuff like pepper bread and stuffed peppers, that's fine. But I also have, like, raw egg, mush bars. There doesn't seem to be... Oh, pinch pepperounds, mushrooms. I don't know if that worked. They dumped some stuff on the ground. Yeah, we'll do the same thing there. Sovereign Prax with the super chat. Thanks, Sovereign Prax. Appreciate the support. This game reminds you of something? But there's kind of a variety of games that have this kind of colony building sort of thing. I think the original idea for this or one of the things that fed into the idea of it was Dwarf Fortress. So if you're familiar with that game, that may be what you're thinking of. What's the best food in the game? Stuffed berries? Nope. The best food in the game is barbecue or pepper bread. If you look on the consumables, you can see what they provide in terms of morale benefits and stuff, and you go all the way over to the right. So pepper bread gives a plus 16 morale, and so does barbecue. Stuffed berries are just below that at 12, along with... actually, and then it drops dramatically down to omelets at 4. So these two provide the biggest benefit, and then it goes down from there. Bristle berries give a morale of 0. Sadly, if we can't stuff them, though, then they're really not very good. Awful, even. Okay, so... Oh, we have our... I have these things all set up. I know my power and everything set up down here. Oh, I do. Kind of tapped the grid a tiny bit. That's maybe not ideal. Okay, I need to dig out of here. Just want to be careful I don't dig too much into the moisture. But the idea over here is going to be to just dig downwards. This will be our path to go down towards where we can find some oil. And then I'm also going to dig a path over sideways so that we can... have an easier way to get into the cold biome. So we'll go over here, I guess. Throw a little door on this too. Try to keep some of the cold in here. Not that it's going to matter too much, but there we go. Probably should dig this out. I would ultimately like to have like a fire pole here too, so they don't have to. They don't have to climb down slowly. Take it as we go. Who's my favorite dupe? I mean, Meep's awesome just because of the unibrow and Meep's funny. But I don't know, to be honest. I don't necessarily have a favorite outside of that. Meep's neat. There's a few of them that are really good skills-wise. Like Meemaw is usually a good duplicant for skills. The CO2 door will protect your base from germs. Yeah, so the idea with germs, I don't know if I have one set up here that I can show you. I don't think I have a CO2 lock right now. I mean, I got a lot of airborne germs down here. The airborne germs really only propagate in polluted oxygen, so if you have that as a barrier and it's clean air on the other side, the amount of germs that get through that will just die off on the other side and it doesn't cause any problems. Really, the airborne slime lung is mostly a problem when things get, really gross, like when there's just a lot of it. 830. Okay, I think I'm ready to turn this back on now. Let's enable this. Double check I have water in the system. We do. Okay. So as long as this sensor is sitting in CO2, this will run now. It's going to reduce our pressure of CO2 down here, but it'll allow the oxygen to expand a little further. Will the path in the cold biome give them a path back to your base without dropping the environments? Yes, it will. But I intend to block this off, so thank you for reminding me. Because I want them to harvest down here, but I don't really want them to spend a lot of time down here without a suit on. So we'll just give them a little door here to block things off. But good catch, yeah, because it definitely would have. Played Soul of Darkness 9 years ago, 2010. It was in Chapter 10 and didn't complete it. Soul of Darkness. I don't know that I played that. I've been streaming for about 20 minutes, so it's still relatively early. Want to play Oxygen Not Included? It's available on Steam. They just had a Steam winter sale, too, and I don't know if it's still going on or not. I try to avoid... Oh! Look! The glossy directlet did hatch. Okay, I just need to double check what these guys eat. I want to make sure they actually eat what I think they do. I'm pretty sure they'll eat the pinch of pepper plants also, but I'm actually not certain. Drecos. Sean Hild with a super chat. If a dupe dies or you get yourself a new one, I'd like to formally request a dupe named CrypticFox. There might even be one in here already, but I'll check. Thanks for the super chat. Glossy Drecos. Mealwood. Of course. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Mealwood and Bristle Blossom. Well, we have mealwood to spare, I guess. I can have some of that here. I don't know. This ladder's not going to do me any good, so I can deconstruct this. Okay, that didn't work at all. Let's cancel that. Let's not break the liquid pipes. I just want to go with buildings. We'll break the ladder down. I'm going to put a couple farm plots in here, and we'll just grow a couple of mealwood. Just because I'm mostly... I mean, I think the other guys will eat it too, but hopefully they'll leave it for this guy. There's no way to, like, prioritize the food the way you can for the duplicants. Any suggestions for beginners getting into the game? First and foremost, play and experiment. I mean, there's lots of guides and stuff out there. I've done a bunch. I have a whole playlist with tutorials and stuff in it, including one that focuses on like stabilizing your game in like the first 10 cycles of the game. But I'd recommend first and foremost just playing and seeing how things break on you, because usually the first games go very poorly. But you get a sense of like where stuff is. Don't focus too much on trying to clean carbon dioxide right off the bat. Just create a space down below for the carbon dioxide to go, and don't forget your duplicants need oxygen. 382 mealwood. We need a lot. Alright, so we'll plant those there. Hopefully that will be enough for that little glossy directlet, because I'd like him to grow up so we can get some plastic off him. That would be handy. Okay, they're all almost done here. Starvation. Starvation! The game the whole family can play. Relatively speaking. Okay. Oh, he dropped the... Alright, of course he did. Take that out of there. I'm going to turn the suits on now. Since we have all that stuff set up. Probably should get them out of that stinky, awful, nasty air. Actually, it's not bad down here. It's probably all just too much CO2 down there. Oh, they're starving. They're treading on that starvation edge right now. The food went down drastically. I think we had 150,000 kilocalories. But that was back when I had meal lice growing. Ooh, look, they're making the suits. I have a whole bunch of snazzy suits queued up, I think. Jinx gets the first suit. I don't know how many suits are here. I think there's 2 snazzy suits there, but it's hard to tell what I'm picking. Ah, Jinx has got the first fancy suit. Ariel can get the next one. I'm just gonna go down in a row. We're gonna get all of them wearing fancy suits. Because if you're gonna live in a luxury colony, you've got to have a suit. You can't just walk around in the normal duds. Hit and run was so fun. What do I have the hardest time with and oxygen not included? I don't know. I mean, I have a tendency to take so many duplicants now that I guess for me, it's usually the food is the thing that comes into the play early on. Until I get things really well established, keeping up with the food demands of the colony tend to be a bit much. This is not working up here. What's going on here? There's no broken wires. The pipe's empty. Why aren't you working? You're flooded. Oh. How'd you flood up there? I'm super confused. I don't think I can even mop that. It's too deep. Yep, too much liquid. Alright, I'll just deconstruct this block. Let it drain off enough that I can mop it. They must have gone through this door. I need to block this door. I forgot just how much water we had in here. It's actually kind of a lot. I think you should be able to click every snazzy suit at once to queue it up. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to pick them. Nightbot. Snazzy suit. Sign. See, I can't tell if it's actually just changing. Do I really have that many suits sitting there, or? Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Until they come and start picking them up, I can't tell whether they're actually going to be wearing it or not. We'll see. I think that's a lot of pee. Well, it's not necessarily pee. It's polluted water coming out of this polluted water geyser. It's actually amazing because that's really handy. Polluted water is a really good coolant. If you can get it cooled down anyway. It can also be clean to make clean water. It's available as dirty water if you want to feed it into like growing thimbleweed or whatever. So lots of good uses for it. Do you purposely choose not to make infinite water storage? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. I mean, I have a water storage down here that's been here since the beginning of the game. It's actually getting really low now, though. Need to refill that. Coming water flow. What's the temperature here? 28.5 degrees. That's a bit on the warm side. Not awful, but a little spicy. I got rid of that piping. I think I'm going to add it back in. There's just so little water here. If I could actually get a flow of water coming from here, I could get that falling all the way down, actually, now that I look at it. Trouble is I'm piping it to too many different places. Maybe I'll create like an overflow. So if the water gets above a certain level, like here kind of thing, it'll flow down into this lower reservoir that I want. I could do the ladder like straight up here and then over. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a really long ladder though. That way I make sure that I still have water in the system here that I need, but any excess will flow down. This should probably be double wide because it always causes a problem if I don't. There we go. Actually, this is still going to be a problem. Dig this out. Dig that out. There we go. That's the best geyser ever. Oh yeah, those are great. It's producing crazy volume of water. Like I had to actually block it in because it was giving me too much. I can actually open up the door once we drain off some of the water, and that'll be handy again. So this thing's producing. It's erupting 297 seconds every 696 seconds, and it's producing 9.1 kilograms per second of water at 30 degrees. So the temperature-wise is even not bad. Very handy. Food shortage. We're going to get that food shortage alert a lot, unfortunately, until we get this food situation fixed. Oh my gosh, there's one food type of it. Every time I click on these, I swear they have fewer options. Do I not have any mushrooms right now? Just pepper bread. Oh. All I have is pepper bread. That's not good. Because I have that disabled from everyone except my top tier guys, which means people probably really are starving really bad. Let's give them access to the pepper bread for now. Until we get past the crisis, everyone can eat the bread. going on down here? A little polluted oxygen pocket or something? That's exactly what that is. How did I get polluted oxygen way down? Oh, it's got to be coming up from here. Nope, that's blocked off. These aren't off-gassing. I have no idea how I got polluted oxygen down here. Ooh, and they're getting a soggy feet debuff. That's not optimal. I think I'm going to block this so they can't go through here. If I put a tile like right here, they could fetch slime from either side. They won't go in the water. Oh, yes, they will. They'll go right there. Never mind. Rat. Actually, I don't think I can stop it because they can jump kitty corner. Why painting and mushroom farm? They don't give good decor by themselves. No, they do give decor. I was just experimenting with. I wanted to see if they had any new of these new images on these picture sizes. So far as I could tell, they're all the same as the old ones. So I just painted a whole bunch of them down there. Who's starving really bad? Actually, they're not really doing too bad. Mighty McCheese is not in good shape. And neither is Dan with a plan. What's their break schedule? Mighty McCheese, where are you hiding? Mighty McCheese. They're bedtime right now. Bath time. They should have already eaten. They've already gone past their break. I'm going to give them another downtime to eat. Hopefully they'll take it. Still Snow with a super chat. Am I still alive? Lol. Yeah, we've only had one duplicant die so far. Due to, let's call it inattention. You know, sometimes that happens. The temperature's up here now. Oh, look at that. Get nice temperatures in the middle here. That's good. Good, good, good. I don't really like the heat coming off all these lamps, but there's not really a ton I can do about it at the moment. For right now, we're balancing it out with the cool air anyway, so that's okay. Hey, Snoops! Polluted oxygen probably drifted over from those two compost piles. Oh, yeah, that could be. You would think it should go up, actually, instead of over. Because oxygen sorts higher than CO2. Oh, yeah, that's kind of how it's drifting. It's kind of going a little bit more sideways than it should. It should be going more upwards. What you gonna do? I'm actually surprised I still have these things. I really need to move these somewhere else. They don't need to be here anymore. They need to go outside. I think I'll put them out here. There's really no point in having compost in here anymore. Refinement. Makes that crazy hot dirt anyway, unless they fix that. Yeah, dirt's at 74 degrees, so I really could do with that being somewhere else. Do you make mush fry, or what's your food planning? I try to avoid mush fry if I can. Sometimes because I tend to take duplicants really fast. Usually for the first, I'll take the first 18 or so that come up. In this case, I took the first 25 that came up. 26, actually, I guess, because we had somebody die. Oh, less 3. So the first 23 options that came up after the starting, I guess, I took the duplicants. So normally I would stop. You know, I kind of race my food a little bit, so I have to use the mush fry a little. Normally I try to avoid it, and instead I research, early on in my research tree, I'll research farming, and then plant mealwood. We'll use meal lice instead. It's kind of a better nutritional value for them anyway, I think. And it has the added benefit of not requiring water. Ooh, what's this? Oxygen down here. There's got to be a geyser down here. Alright, we have polluted water here. I'm going to build this across, let the water flow over. How are they making out with this thing? It's going slowly, probably because there's stuff in the way. This is a crazy long ladder. It's a good thing I'm not expecting them to carry anything that route, because that would just be awful. Ooh, this broke through. I can actually mop this up now. Identity. Maybe mop this up too. Griffin sculpture is so cool. It is neat. This one's more like an Asian lion kind of thing. This is here's the griffin over here. That one's cool. What did they make out of the metal statues? I didn't even notice. We put in a couple of metal ones. I think... Was it these ones? No, that's sandstone. Gold. Oh. Alright, so I don't think they're actually... Same options in the metal as it is in the stone, I guess. For some reason I thought there might be a different statue that would make out of the metal. Apparently that's not the case. If they break out a little bit more, this polluted water will flow in here. That will leave a clear spot we can dig straight down here. I'm curious to see what's down here. I bet you there's another geyser there. Everything in here is harvestable, so that's good. Food shortage. What have we got food-wise? Bristleberries. Nothing but bristleberries. That really surprises me. 85% on those dust caps. So we'll get a big batch of dust caps soon. These should be queued up for... Oh, I can't tell, but... Oh, yeah, here we go. That's for barbecue. Mushrooms. Do I have mushrooms queued on both? I do. What a hot mess. How to screenshot to get the full screen view of the asteroid. So you hit Alt-S. That takes away your overlay, and that lets you zoom way out. So you can go way out. That's actually much farther out than you need to be, because I think the asteroid fits into like this space right here. But it's Alt-S, and then you can zoom out. Get a good view of things. It's pretty big now. Oh, we did get up close to space up here. And actually, that reminds me. I wanted to dig these up. There's a Wheezeward sitting up here in a little vacuum of space. It's a good thing we have this abyssalite here. How you doing down here, guys? Okay, good. They got this done. We can mop this up. There is a nice pocket of coal down here I'd like to get to also. Which reminds me, consumable ore. Where is that? Coal, 22.2 tons. All right, so we're not in bad shape for coal. I'm gonna make a little jog here, though, so we don't have an infinitely long ladder. Dig down into this. Doesn't really matter if we get in the chlorine because I got it separated off. What the heck was that? What's going on here? There we go. We played Five Nights at Freddy's 4 years ago. I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's. My daughter was obsessed with it for a while. She liked watching the videos. Hi, Cryptic. I've been watching your videos for a year, but never caught a live stream till now because I live in the UK. Love your Oni, Don't Starve, and Hollow Knight vids. Thanks, Pen. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're able to make it to one finally. Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky if you're in the UK because it's like the middle of the night over there right now. I don't stream until late my time, which is not necessarily conducive for people in the UK, unfortunately. Ooh, look at all this wonderful coal in here. As long as we're here, you guys take a little detour. Get some coal. Slime Lung is also very survivable with the med bay. I've yet to, yeah, the med bays make a big difference as well. But I mean, realistically, I'm at 100% immune system. The bulk of what they're doing now is going into this area and up. And while there is slime lung on the surface, that's not the dangerous stuff. The dangerous stuff is the airborne ones. So they're actually perfectly fine working out here. Oh boy, I forgot to put the germs in that. Yeah. I was going to feed that into here, but now I don't think I'm going to. Once I burst that water down to here, I think I'm going to disconnect the piping right here so that we stop feeding water into that system. Wait a minute. Right. Yeah, here's fine. And we'll rely just on the other loop to supply the water for our oxygen. All you need is a med bay. The med bay makes a big difference. Exosuits obviously help. Just check your germ overlay and look for the airborne stuff. So here's some airborne polluted slime lung germs. However, they're not really an issue for one because I have the exosuits. But two, it's not really high concentration yet. It's slowly building. So over time, that could present an issue. Slime lung doesn't like extreme cold, so it's not going to go in a cold biome. It doesn't like extreme heat either, so you're not going to see it in the really hot biomes either. If you do have a lot of polluted oxygen and you want to try and cut back on the number of germs that are in there, you can also start to clean it because it doesn't survive in clean oxygen. You just have to get rid of the stuff that's doing all the off-gassing, though, which is kind of a nuisance. I thought I was going to see a geyser right there, but I can't see it yet. Stress is rising. Cerberus and Jaden. Why are they feeling stressful? Oh, they've been out here. Which is full of CO2. Every time they go out here, they have to hold their breath. It's probably not their favorite job. I really should try to set some automation up out here so they don't have to come out here. Okay, good. We got a good batch of mushrooms coming in. Yes, we're just treading water on the food. That's not good. How's our pinch of peppermint harvest going? Stifling. What's going on? Pressure. Oh. Alright, I need to do something about that. I'm going to put an electrolyzer out here. That's going to have a double benefit. It's going to give me hydrogen I need for my guys to regrow their scales. It'll also build up air pressure at the lower level so our duplicants can breathe. Plants can grow, that kind of stuff. The hydrogen won't be able to come out of here because it won't be able to go back down the ladder. I will, however, need an incoming water flow to manage this, and that's... oh, gosh. Yeah, that's not a spider web of pipes at all. No, it's perfectly fine. Gonna need a pipe bridge here. I guess we'll throw liquid pipe across here. Therapy pipe. Alright, let's put in that shift key that I have a mental block about not using. Plug that right into there. We're gonna need wiring, of course. Oh, good. It's conveniently located. And I don't even have to care about capturing the hydrogen in this one. So that'll be cool. I'll just let it run for a bit and then turn it off. Maybe actually I'll set a pressure switch on it so I don't have to pay attention to it. Because Lord knows I don't pay attention. Maybe I'll set it over. I'll set it over here. That way it's going to pay attention to what the pressure is near the plants, because that's what I actually care about. Oops. Food shortage. There we go. This is spider pipe. Spider pipe does whatever a spider pipe does. Food shortage. We still only have this one section of apartments, too. There's only 10 duplicants that are living the high life. We still have 15 that aren't. We gotta fix that eventually. Which is actually what I'm gonna use this space in here for. Well, probably... maybe this whole upper level and some other stuff. I don't know. I gotta figure out how I want to access the rooms. If we're gonna go high class, it's probably not a good idea to have them running through each other's room. I mean, technically we could do it, but... the spider webs are pretty organized. They're super organized. Move the air filter out, you get hydrogen in your base. Oh, wait, did I have some in there? No, you're right, I did put one in there. I was trying to even out some of the gases in there. Good eye. I forgot I put that there, actually. There we go, problem solved. The nice thing with having 25 duplicates is they get work done pretty quick. Okay, I want this to turn off. Or turn on, rather, anytime it's below, say, 750 grams. It's a little warm out here, though. That's okay. Actually, that was a poor choice. I should insulate that. It's actually gotten warmer in here specifically because of that. Where I have this. 34 degrees. It's going to come up through these floor vents, but I need the floor vents to get rid of the CO2 unless I created a lower hallway and created a separate trap for the CO2. Which I think might be a good idea. Let's leave the layer of insulation there. I'll build a lower hallway, branching up with the ladder and then I can seal this in and create a thermal barrier that's going to help keep the temperature separated a little bit with the colony. And because this is hot, I really should have used insulated tile here. That was silly. Is the oxygen in your apartment's okay? It seems the plants are stifling. It's not so great right now, to be entirely honest with you. It's really crummy. This system up here hasn't been running because we didn't have water, but I think it has water now. We need to prime the pump. Ooh, I disconnected the wiring. Of course I did. Why wouldn't you? Well, alright. We need some wire. We'll throw some conductive wire in here. Hopefully I got enough there. I'm going to set this for high priority. I forgot that the top oxygen production system had turned off. Oxygen isn't running in the Duke Carlton. Yeah, the calories are really bouncing around. We're staying right at that point, actually, where it was when we logged in tonight. So, fortunately, we're treading water on the food. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I got to change the brake cycle around. I gave these guys an extra brake. Take that away from them. A little bit more. Oh, they got it. Okay, let's enable this. We'll get that primed up. That once it's going with some water again, then I can turn off the treadmill and everything will run on its own. That's the Hotel California. The Dupedale, California. This is gonna be cold. Oh, it's actually not that bad. 24, 40. It's coming out of the bottom here at 11 degrees. I kind of thought I would have to insulate this more, but it's actually doing a really good job. Or not insulate more, like add another bees board in there, but it's doing pretty good. Mind you, it's been sitting idle for a while also, so the gases in here have gotten pretty cold. All the pipes are colder, so the temperature might warm up, but 12 degrees is pretty good. The dupes can breathe again! They're probably mildly happy about that. Oh, no, I let the Dracos out. Always letting the Dracos out. Okay, they need a screen door, so we can keep them in. We're gonna have to wrangle the ones we have here, I guess. Throw some insulated tile in there. This door. Well, whatever. He can stay behind there, I guess. Get him, guys. That one's stuck in the door. Oh, I wasn't even thinking. I planted the mealwood out here and I totally forgot about the temperature. It's a little bit too warm for mealwood. That's a complete waste. Have I played Hamlet recently? The last time I uploaded a video was last week, I think. I think that was the last time I played. I need to get back in and play some more. They made some updates, but it was mostly like, oh, so yeah, Stacey Cerberus has commented about it too. I think the updates were largely like some bug fixes for Hamlet. And then in the regular Don't Starve, they also added in some stuff like beefalo taming and things that you could do in Don't Starve together, but that you couldn't do in the regular Don't Starve, so that's now an option. A few other things, but where Hamlet was concerned, I think it was predominantly bug fixes. Ooh, this is really running out of water. This is not good. I guess once this drains, I'll just do away with it. I haven't really been drawing any water out of this pump, I don't think. And that's really the way I want it to be. As long as the brake water's turned off. They're cute, but Draco butts, man. We have a lot of Dracos now. Too many, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got a lot of Dracos. I'm gonna take out some Dracos. This will give us some barbecue meat. If I can target it. Come on. Draco. Attack. Attack. Let's get rid of 3 of them. That'll give me some meat we can make barbecue with, as long as we have some pinch pepper nuts anyway. Should be good for some kilocalories. So we have fried mushrooms, bristleberries, and regular mushrooms. They won't eat the regular mushrooms because they have that disabled. So it's all fried mushrooms and bristleberries right now. Draco's back on the menu, boys. There's lots of eggs there. I mean, we're going to have a ton of them hatching anyway, but... Oh, this poor guy's... Wait a minute. Ooh, there's plastic there. How do I release this guy without having to pick him up? Hold on, maybe this needs to be set for... Oh, that's why. I didn't have it set for glossy Dracos. Now we can release him. Gonna leave the poor guy tied up there for the rest of the game. That would have been awful. Not that they wouldn't have gotten it at some point, but still. Let battle commence. Draco, the other white meat. Unless it's the glossy Draco, and then I guess it's more gray. Grayish blue. Oh, how about that? It isn't a geyser down here. It's just another cold biome. There's diamond there. We have a little pocket of oil. Crude oil. We need to go deeper. I guess I'll crisscross. If I got through this pocket of oil, I could technically collect it. But it's going to make a big mess. Eh, we'll do it anyway. We have exosuits on anyway. Okay, let's dig this out. Give them some little stepping ladders here. And then we'll just go dig straight down from here, I guess. Straight into the diamonds. Our duplicates can learn how to shine bright. Why is that unreachable? Oh, with the ladder. There we go. Ooh, plus we got some bonus algae. Sweet. What are you gonna do when you run out of water? Aren't you using that for O2? Oh, I have tons of water. It's just, this is just one little reservoir of it. So, this particular reservoir is pumping up and feeding this electrolyzer here, which is just building up pressure over here for my garden area, which not really a huge concern. And then it's feeding into my oxygen supply, but I have a second pool of water over here that's being cleaned and sent out because they dug into this. So that's draining constantly now. I have a steady waterfall going down here. So that's a non-issue. We have tons of water. We won't really have to worry about that. Let's let the duplicants in here now so I can open this. Oops. Just open it. Open sesame. We're going to get a little bit of a spill when it opens, but that's okay. Yeah, we have tons of water. It'll be good. This is just like the remnants of what was left inside our colony. And the only reason I'm not using this water is because it's actually keeping our slime from off-gassing into polluted oxygen. Why are you stifling now? Atmosphere? Really? Really? Alright, I guess. You know what? I think I am going to dig this out, and I'll close this door. I was going to leave it, but I think I'd rather not have this door opening and closing all the time. Letting, like, chlorine in and all kinds of nastiness. So I'm going to set it so they can go out of the nasty area, but they can't go into it. And then we'll just dig it out from this side. Make a plug next to your slime, the rest of the water drain. What you talking about, Willis? Not sure what area you're referring to exactly. Do you mean up top here where we dug this out? Let's just mop up here so we don't have excess stinkiness. That's a really dense pocket of CO2 in there. It's crazy. All down here we have like tons of CO2 because these things have been running and they don't overpressurize. So I've got CO2 going everywhere now. We're soon going to be flooded with it. Actually, this is outside. I wonder if I should just put a water seal in here. I think when they come through here, they're already wearing exosuits. I don't have any way for them to get over there without them. So I'm going to seal that with water. We'll try to keep all the CO2 trapped, because I don't want this side getting over polluted. It's already getting there. It's already competing with the oxygen. Make a plug next to your slime. Oh, the slime storage. Let the rest drain in the water. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Like if I, yeah, I mean if I put it like right here. Actually popped it up a little bit higher. Dig that out. It's not much water in here though. Like it's not gonna really do a lot. But I might as well use it, I guess. Yes, but in the long term, that will tend to warm up and stop working correctly. I'm not sure what you mean. Ooh, your stream's running at 144. That's not good. Can they still reach that door? Up here? Yeah, they have the doors open. I created like a step system up to that. Unless you're referring to a different door, in which case I don't know. Let's turn that off. Alright, so now they can go out through this opening. We have chlorine and carbon dioxide on this side. This side is just straight carbon dioxide, so that's good. This door's blocked, so they won't go through there anymore. Now when they come through here, go up to that ladder. Okay, good. Oh, nice. Temperatures are showing up really good in here. Oh, wait a minute. Turn this off. Good lord. Wasting his time. Run on the treadmill for no reason. The water cooling system? Yeah. So the water cooling system that I had set up in here originally... actually, this is already too warm now. I had built it like really early on, knowing I was going to end up replacing it. So it's definitely not like a permanent solution. It was just something I did initially as an easy cooling mechanism until I had done research and gotten ice, like the cold biomes and stuff. Now that I've gotten there, it's not really as necessary. I have this one flow of oxygen coming in that's still in a higher temperature. I didn't fix that yet. It's at 30 degrees. I'm gonna need to build. You know what? I keep digging up the warts and then leaving them, so they're just replanting themselves. You remove the old compost on. Oh yeah, that's what I meant to do. Deconstruct. Yo. Get rid of those. So yeah, they're making it down below. Oop, they got into the oil. Oh, look at all this oil. Oh, it's sitting on top of an anti-entropy thermal nullifier. Huh. Ooh, we got an oil reservoir too. Ooh la la. Lots of oil down here. Okay. I'm gonna dig into this reservoir, I think. That's a long ladder, though. Let's maybe separate here so we have a... Split up the ladder a bit. We're going to wind up with all this oil draining down where the geyser is, but that's okay. It's probably better to actually plan for that now. Lots of water here, too. So much liquid. Liquid for days. Must be some very cold oil. Well, it's like 38 degrees down there, so it's not bad. Who's getting stressed? Cerberus Bloodborne. Why is he getting stressed? Cerberus, what's your deal, buddy? Oh, you know what? He's very high level artist. And we don't have any pepper bread to feed him, so he's kind of suffering for that. Ooh, I can lower them down, actually. That'll save some effort. So let's go... Let's put Jaden and Cerberus. We'll bump them down. They're not making any art right now anyway. And since they didn't max out that upper tier, that should lower their morale requirement. And then the stress won't be so bad. Because it's just the two of them that we're actually starting to get stressed. One must suffer for your art, exactly. He's become a snob. Ran into a cold CO2 vent in a volcanic biome. Fail or win? Well, I mean, it helps cool things, I guess. What in tarnation? He's done struck oil. Struck oil, that is. Consumable ore, 25 tons of coal, so we're good that way still. Cool. All right, so it's good that we found that. Food is still hovering. I need more of these. I'm gonna run out of polluted water down here soon. It's a shame I don't have a massive reservoir of polluted water somewhere. It's just like way on the opposite side of where I'm growing everything. I might actually need to move my farming operation over to here for pinch of pepper plants. The temperature's okay over here. 37 or whatever. It'll just be a function of like keeping the right air pressure, which actually if it's in the CO2 space, it won't really matter because the pinch of pepper plant will grow in CO2. So this is good body temperature, good air pressure. And it's got a close source of polluted water. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's move another one over here. We'll get pinch of pepper nuts for days. I just need to be conscious of the fact that I plan to build a farm, living quarters over here too. Hydroponic farm. Should I actually build it down low? I think I'll build it up here. Go like this. Take all this out. We'll get tons. Tons and tons and tons. I kind of have that bomb lily sitting there too. Probably my initial challenge here will be more so just getting the seeds to plant it all. I should use the germy water for plants, not the one without germs. Well, this all has germs. Bloop. Hugely germified. The thing is, I'm not really using this water for anything else. Where's that other one? So this one is germ-free, but it's also in very small quantities. This one has a few germs in it. Not super worried about it. Again, we have so many sources of water right now that it's not really a big concern. Most funny Oni experience besides spacesuits lol. Mine was accidentally opening a gold volcano right next to the base. Mine was when I intended to... what was I doing? I wanted a small thing of molten copper, and I accidentally used and I was playing in sandbox mode briefly because we were toying around with something, and I accidentally selected a really large selector, and I flooded the whole colony with copper. Really wish plants consume CO2 like in reality. Would make CO2 management a lot easier. Yeah. I mean, the only plant they have that consumes it is the algae terrarium, unfortunately. Which you kind of think would produce algae, but I don't know, it's a little weird. This is how it is, I guess. Okay, we have incoming water flow here. I don't really need this insulated here, so I can branch the pipe off this way. We'll just run it straight down here. I want this to split evenly. So we'll do... I'm gonna do this. That went into there. Oh, let's split up this way. So that way we got an even division. No, that's not going to be an even division. 50% of the incoming flow will go to the bottom. 25% to each of these. I don't think I can split it evenly. Yes, well, I'm making this too hard. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm overthinking this, like, completely. This will be the easiest division, right? This way. It'll split it a third each way. I don't know why I was overthinking that. Food. Hydroponics. Flip that over. Sweet. The nice thing with this is it basically has all the conditions set up for it already. We've got polluted water close by. This is going to constantly keep the... Whoops. Well, at least it would if I had power in there. As long as these keep running, then we'll keep atmospheric pressure, so that'll be good. Temperature is going to stay high because of the stuff that's running here too, so it's pretty much ideal all around. You can clean that polluted water, passing it through liquid containers inside chlorine. CF. Yeah, I know. We have I have one down here doing something like that. But the reality is you don't really need to get rid of the germs in it. The only time you do is if you plan to make food out of it. If you're going to use it to feed plants or produce oxygen or act as a coolant for any other system, anything in your bathroom systems, none of those need to actually be germ-free water. So you can just use it straight with the germs. I really only bother cleaning the germs if I plan to have it in an open reservoir like this with a pitcher pump. Outside of that, it's just not worth it. And that's really the only reason why we had this room, is because I had the water being pumped out of here through this to come out with fewer germs at the top, to go through our water sieve, to go down here to be cooled, to go back into the colony. It's kind of a ridiculous setup, actually. Now that I'm not dumping this into the reservoir down here, I don't even need to cool it. I don't even know why we're doing that anymore. No, you forgot to set the liquid bottle next to... Yeah, I know. I was kind of thinking about it because it was... it's going to take water from here and place it up there. But it's actually not that much, so it's not a big deal, I guess. Liquid. Give me some water. Water bottling. Great slot for mushrooms. Oh, up here? Yeah. Yeah, not bad, actually. I mean, I have the mushrooms down here already, but I could definitely grow more up there. The only hard part is I don't have slime storage up top, where right here I have a really convenient slime storage. Even though they're running through the water, which is really not ideal. I wonder if I can stop them. If I put airflow tiles in here, I wonder if they'll stop going in the water. That accomplished nothing. Fantastic. Evil little duplicants. They could jump kitty corner through that little gap. That's lame. Or maybe it was only because it was still in build. It was still being built. Let's find out. Inquiring minds want to know. Let's mop this up, actually. Just drop the slime storage down one time. I have to break it all out. It's like work. I'm lazy. It's okay. It doesn't look like they're using it as a main traffic flow anyway. It should be all right. Oh, right. I forgot about the floor up here. I probably want this back. What the? Why'd you skip that spot? I am going to need that water for our oxygen system, so I really should get that going. Not that we don't have time. You're late! Hey, Brittany. How are you? Ooh, baking a cake. Are you sharing cake? Because if so, it's totally... all is forgiven. Hey, Summer. That's not a bad reason to be late. Yeah, anytime there's cake involved, it's perfectly acceptable. Wait, the shrooms can't go above 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that would present a problem then. Shrooms, well, they go to 35. But even still, like, down here seems to be ideal for them. It's like 31. So I'll just keep them down here. It's no thing. We could actually put in another layer of them now. Especially since I'm not really concerned about keeping them inside of a farm, because we don't have any fertilizer, so making a specific farm for them doesn't net me any real benefit. I probably should do another row just to make sure we get a really good food supply. And then I can take all the random duplicants off of the consumption of pepper bread again. Let's deconstruct these. That'll give us a really good food supply, actually. 3 layers of mushrooms that way. Sweet. Seems like since a few updates ago, the buildings of multiple things is a little stuttery when it skips things. Yeah, you're right. It does seem that way. Like when you're dragging a ladder or something. I thought at first it might have been because I was running out of material, that particular material, and then it was switching to the other one and leaving a gap. But that's not the case. So I don't know. Still, the shrooms wilt at the pepper's minimum temp, so still not a good idea. Yeah, I think it's really fine down here. This is a really good place for it. I'm keeping CO2 down here anyway. I never clean all the CO2 out. The only thing I'm doing is I have this set up to strip out the CO2 if it gets to this level. So if it's where this sensor is, it'll clean it a little bit until it goes below the sensor again, and then it stops. So I keep a pressurized CO2 seal down bottom. So not a big deal. Brittany with a super chat. Cake is for Manager's B-Day. Sorry, Cryptic. No worries. Like I said, cake is always forgiven. Cake. Oh, pie's awesome. Yeah, I agree with Matthew. I really like pie. Cake and pie. I kind of have a sweet tooth in general. It's been skippy since, yeah, it's that last update, I think. Thanks for the super chat, though, Brittany. She makes cake and sends super chats. Okay, we have a spot for more. Oops, hydroponic tile here. Make sure we have all our plumbing set up. This should give us a ridiculous number of pinch of pepper nuts. If we can get them all planted, it should be good. It'd be like that one colony where we had like 400 million pinch of pepper nuts. And then it's just a question of having enough things like sleet wheat, what have you. But I mean, most importantly, I guess, is the whole espresso aspect. If they, what the? That's weird. It's almost like I got buried in there somehow. Also making a cake for your birthday twin next week. Happy birthday next week. Espresso for days. It does make the duplicants happy. Can't go wrong with a little espresso. A fancy dupe bucks. I wish they were actually, I really wish they had a painting that looked like the dupe bucks. Sorry, that looked like a little bit like Starbucks but with a dupe on it. So we could put that where the espresso machine is. If I could ask for one thing in the game. It's one that produces no utility, really, that's different from anything else. But it would be a little sign that looks like Starbucks, but has a dupe on it. Yay, pea water. It's not a CF colony without it. What'd you talk about? The water that's up here wasn't generated by peeing, though. This was from a polluted water geyser. A polluted water vent, whatever. So it's not all my fault this time. It's only, like, partially my fault. Oh, I still have suits down here I haven't assigned. Look at all these snazzy suits. I have no idea how many I told them to make. How many suits are here? This is crazy. Did I really make 25? I'm really curious to see whether there's actually 20, like a total of 25 there. He's not wearing a suit. Where's our decor? Let's watch them run around. Look at that. Even the intense negative decor area. Actually, why do I have all this negative decor? I really should put paintings in here. That's silly. Paintings. More paintings. Get some fancy landscapes in here. There's no point having all this negative decor for no reason. Oh, really? That one's not going to fit? Dupes are running through here now, so we can put paintings down here. Paintings down here. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, stress is recovered, so I'm going to re-promote those two artists so that we get decent quality artwork. Because we don't want them painting junk work. There. Perfect. You haven't popped by your storage CO2 scrubber. I do? Oh! How'd you get in here? Get out of here. Get him! Get him! That's barbecue right there. It's flying barbecue. There we go. Get that out of here. Much better. Thank you. Alright, we have bristleberries, mushrooms, fried mushrooms, and pepper bread. Nice. The puff doesn't bother anybody. Let him live. The trouble is he breathes out polluted oxygen, and it's germy. He poops out slime, and it's germy, so you end up with airborne slime lung germs in your colony. It's just not something I want to play around with. Oh, we made it! All the way down to the guys are here. We go play in some lava. It's only 1,546 degrees Celsius. That seems reasonable. Ooh, that water's gonna be a problem. I mean, I guess it's kind of sorting itself, but let's maybe widen this out a bit. Oh wait, not this one, not this one. Thank goodness for the suits. I love those exosuits. They're like my favorite addition. Just finished fixing your mom's microwave. It was sparking and on fire. Oh, well that's not good. Took it apart and fixed the control panel. Looks good as new. Nice. Alright. Peel that off too, I guess. This is going to result in excess water draining in here, but I guess that's not too bad. Does magma have a use? Not a direct use. You can use it indirectly for things. So, like, this is a lot. There's a lot of heat generated down here. So you could, for example, create a room that has metal paneling on the top and use it as a hot plate to boil water. You can put water directly on it to boil it. You could use it for heating other things up to a higher temperature before you try to boil them or whatever. So it does have uses, but they're all indirect ones. Really, you're just trying to like leech the heat off for other purposes. Generating steam is a useful one, but the trouble is that the magma cools, and then you know, so it doesn't work indefinitely. I actually find it easier to generate steam near the surface, where you have all that regolith that's crazy hot. I think this might be one of my favorite paintings. That's really cool. Love when you tap into oil and forget to check its pressure, and then it expands and expands. Oh yeah, I did that once. Got a bit of a flood. That one had already breached into the cold biome, so it wasn't too much of an issue. It was really just backflowing. Look at that, our calories are climbing. 70,000 now. We have tons of mushrooms now. Oh, I need to change up my food. Consumables. Nobody gets to eat pepper bread except for our two artists who are really fancy. So Jaden. And was it Cerberus, the other one? Yeah. So those will be the only two eating pepper bread right now. Try to keep their morale up. And then we don't have to demote them. All artists are fancy. What about the exosuits on the bottom left? Gonna finish them? Probably not right now, no. I had started to build there thinking that was going to be the point we were going to go out and down, and I decided instead to tap in over here because I had easy access to oxygen and power supply to run it. So in the end, I think that actually just works better. Boy, it's hot in there. I really should get rid of this loop. I feel like I'm going to interrupt my sleet wheat grain growing at some point if I don't. TRD Taco with a super chat. Nothing like a fancy dupe in a CF stream to end a good B-day. Oh, happy birthday, TRD Taco. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate the support. Hope you had a good birthday. There's really no reason to keep this here. I think I'm just going to dig that. We'll take the plant. Take that one too. We're going to need all the seeds we can get. Oh, there's a little shine bug down here. Poor little guy, hanging out way down there in the nastiest. Oh, this one too. I don't want them down there. I want them in my colony. But they go where they will. You can't train those things. They're like cats. Hydroponic farm. Okay, we definitely don't have enough seeds. But as long as I have a couple, I can get this started. So plant that. Copy settings. This is going to take a fair amount of water, but hopefully this thing... I need to study this thing, too. All right, we need a scientist. I got to get somebody promoted on the science. Let's get... New Soul Sam can be promoted up. We got a tenured scientist, and then we can actually study the geyser. Said you want Starbucks artwork. I would like a diving board for a pool. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. If you could make an actual swimming pool for the duplicants. I would love that. Wrangler, release the shine bugs in your colony. Can you even release that? I don't think you can wrangle shine bugs. No, you can't. You've got to lure them. The bugs that, or the stuff that flies, you can't wrangle it. You've got to lure it. I mean, it's not really a huge deal. I just would prefer to have them flying around the colony where they have food. I made a thumbnail with duplicant Starbucks in it the one time. I think something like that would be cool. Ooh, what's going on here? Fertilization. Oh. I forgot it takes phosphorite. Not that we don't have lots of it. There's a huge pocket of it, like right here. Let's get some phosphorite, I guess. Just make it easy for our duplicants. Totally forgot that it required phosphorite, to be honest. It'd be cool if you could train them to swim. Maybe make a classroom building. Yeah, it would be really neat if they could make them a swimming pool. I think that would be really cool. That's something I could totally get behind. Do I have any storage space left? Nope. It's all full. Okay. I guess since we're not going to build these right now anyway, I think I'm just going to deconstruct these. We'll get our materials back. And instead, we'll put some storage containers down here, because frankly, I need some. Once they get built, I'll copy settings. Ooh, I have room for more artwork now. Look at that decor. Sweet. One little spot here is not so nice, though. Okay, temperature-wise, a little warm. Things have gotten kind of spicy in here, not in the way I want. I think it's because these are actually releasing air that's pretty hot. 30 degrees. You know, it's funny. I built this third outputting pump with the intention at some point in the future to build a cooling space for it that wasn't the water. And then I never really got around to building that cooling space. Imagine that. I got distracted doing other things. That just never happens. Okay, manufactured material, we have plastic, so we'll store that in here. If we can get enough plastic from that Dreco, we can make a bed. That'd be sweet. Actually, how much do we have? It says 0 kilograms of plastic, but there was plastic sitting like right here. Where'd it go? Oh, 150 kilograms. Okay. Which is not really enough to do much. I think the bed takes like 400. No, 200. Oh, so close. Don't forget to change the scientist food. Oh yeah, good thinking. New Soul Sam is the one we need to swap up. So we'll do consumables for New Soul Sam. We'll give him access to barbecue and pepper bread. There we go. And we should get Sam working on that stuff up here because we haven't had him. Nobody's been told to study this thing yet. Gotta get that research in. Figure out when it's gonna go off next time because it's idle right now. Be careful not to store the shinebug eggs. That's usually how they die off in a colony. Yeah, I was careful about that. So we've had them flying around here, and actually they've multiplied a bit. We have 3 in the colony here, and there's some more down below. It's probably the longest I've managed to keep shinebugs alive in a game, I think. Because I have a tendency just to not pay attention to them early enough, and they kind of die off on me. Good times. All right, good. Food's still climbing again, too. Okay, so I want to build plastic production. The trouble is the duplicants actually have to operate it. You can't just, like, let it run and be, like, fully automated, which kind of stinks. Because we need to refine the crude oil into petroleum, and then the petroleum into plastic. That produces quite a bit of heat. But we do have an anti-entropy thermal nullifier down there. So I'm thinking if I can build a spot down here somewhere. I was thinking like close to the cold biome, but not like in it. Then we could manufacture some petroleum and plastics there. It's just going to be kind of out of the way for like everything else. Like power, duplicate labor. Not super convenient. Man, look at the coal down here. I gotta think about that. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure I know where I want to put that just yet. Could you use wall planners to increase decor next to the ladders? Excuse me. Sorry, I need a drink. Yeah, you could. Like on here, you mean? I think so. I'm not sure what it requires entirely. Furniture, wall pots. Doesn't look like it'll let you place it at the end of a row. Sorry. Excuse me, I had to hack up a lung. So it doesn't look like we can place it at the end of rows, unfortunately. It's got to be on an actual wall, so probably it needs a space where the... See, I could even build it there, but it won't let me plant a plant in that because it requires room to grow. So that won't work. I mean, realistically, I could put... I mean, the ladders really aren't even that bad, but I could put like a little tile with a statue on it, for example. Use like an airflow tile so it doesn't mess up the way the gases move around. Yeah, the wall planter looks like it needs 2 blocks. Or at least needs to recognize it as a wall. I don't know what conditions they wrote in for that, but... Okay. What was I working on? Ooh. Body temperature. Oh, no. Well, I've been stalling on this oxygen, and it's kind of at that point where I'm going to have to change it over now. I need to cool that air down. I already have it flowing through here. So realistically, if I could build just something like right here to cool it, that would be really handy. So let's go ahead and... I'm not going to have... I want to have hydrogen down here. because it's just not conveniently located. But if I can even just put a little bit of something here, that would be all right. It's only a small flow of oxygen coming through here, so it's not even crazy amounts. Where's my planting pot, my jobbies? So we'll go like this. Okay, this pipe here is going to stretch up into this space. We'll switch over to radiant piping, and we'll make it a snaky radiant pipe in here. And then back to insulated to connect out. Actually, hold on. Should use insulated pipe here, because this isn't going to be inside the room. I'm going to need a door on here. Like that. Ventilation, natural gas pipe. There we go, like that. Okay, and then in the background we can do some temp shift plates so we can make out of the diamonds we just dug up. Plastics, polluted ice, ice, clay. Do I have diamond? I thought I had diamond. There it is, diamond. I'm not gonna get much out of it. It's like I can't touch the side pieces or it'll channel heat weird, but I'll go that way. Okay. I'll start off first, I think, with just 2 Weezeworts in there, and then we'll change it. That way I don't have to worry about the water that's in here anymore. I can just, once this dries out, I can just get rid of all that piping and stuff entirely. Use roof lights and warts in my bristle farm. Seems to work nicely. Yeah. I was using the lamps in particular just because at the time I had it set up, I forgot about the ceiling lights, but you need a lot more overhead clearance for the lights to work. Whereas these I could build like on a pretty tight road. Now that being said, I did build a bunch of artwork through here just for the sake of randomness. All right. Ooh, we got a Joyous seed we dug up. That's cool. Weezeworts. I know I have some, but I think they're replanted on me because I dug them up and then had no use for them. Yep, they did. So we'll dig up both of those. Could go after this one out here too, but that would expose us to the vacuum of space. Yeah, with the regular or the actual lamps, you can make a more condensed garden area. I actually do like the ceiling lights better. You just need more space for it is all. And what I find is that because I'm trying to grow them in the middle of the colony where the temperature is easiest to moderate, yeah, I guess the little stand lamps will work. Plus, I was building it in a pre-existing space. I built all the stuff, and then I was like, oh yeah, we need lights. I was like, well, whatever, we'll just put these ones in. So it was like purely well thought out. Let's dig these out, dig that out. Start to gather all the little pinch of purple plants we can gather. Pinch pepper plants for days. I can't believe I still have this up here too. Okay. New Soul Sam's working on this. I don't know how far along you. Oh, she's getting pretty close. Maybe build a set of planters somewhere out of the way and assign them to all Weezeworts so you guys dig them when they move to the base. That's not a bad idea. Yep. Okay, so in terms of our polluted water vent, next activity is in 17 cycles. So it runs for 72 cycles every 100. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. This geyser's awesome. Or vent, whatever you want to call it. So it's basically up like almost 3/4 of the time it's active. And when it's active, it's erupting roughly every, a little less than half of the time. And when it does, it's putting out 9.1 kilograms per second of water. That's pretty sweet. That's super useful. I'm pretty much not going to have to worry about running out of water. I think ceiling lights would cover the same area in the tour with more of the bottom rows. Well, yeah, so the idea is with the ceiling lights is you have them a little bit higher up, and that spreads out more. And then instead of consuming spots on the floor with these lights, so I could put like 2 ceiling lights would cover this whole row, for example, if there was a big enough gap. So like when you look at the spread on it, it's a little hard to see it in an open space. So that's the spread on it. So it can go, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's like 11 tiles wide at the widest point. No, 12 tiles wide maybe. 6. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's like 11 or 12 tiles wide. So in here, if you had enough clearance, you could actually just like 2 of those lights would cover the full width, but you just need a taller space to grow it. The guys are pee water for days. It's even got all the germs in it too. It comes pre-germed, so I don't have to worry about my duplicants peeing in it. Okay, plant and plant. This may not be a good heat exchanger, but we'll see what happens. As long as it does enough to get it down below 30 degrees again, that would help a lot with the temperatures in the middle of my colony. Sadly, these lights produce heat, which is kind of a nuisance. But I guess alternatively, I could provide cooling through here too. I could crisscross my pipes. So I have my oxygen pipes coming up just straight here. I could cross them over and use them for cooling by putting like periodic radiant pipes in here. And then I could cool my garden off with them also. That might be handy. It's still coming out of here at... Oh, what happened there? What happened to the power? Can I get a mechatronics engineer? Tell me. Ooh, I can. Dan with a plan. Yeah, finally. Should have checked that a while ago. If we can get him, actually, then we can put up here... We can throw in an auto sweeper. Connect that up to the power supply. A little bit of heavy watt wire. And that'll supply my power system, so I don't have to do that anymore. Currently balled up and shivering from geyser envy. You're in water. That should be the geyser's name. Pee water. Oh, you're in water. Oh, ba-dum-bum. You think about it, dupes are running around in the dark most of the time. They really are. I mean, the machines and stuff must produce a certain amount of light, but you're right. They run around in the pitch black. If they could almost turn this into like a first-person horror game where your duplicates are running around in the dark inside this unknown colony with weird noises and aliens around them. You're about to drop a bunch of sand right on top of the coal machines. Oh, am I? No. We're good. Storage 5, 6. No, it's fine. It doesn't actually, it only takes up a small amount of space here. So we're good. Just want to make sure. Oh, this is done now. We can deconstruct that. I kind of want to make sure this thing's working. I don't know if it is. Should be. Make sure it's placed above the storage container. Maybe increase the priority for those wheeze wards. Yeah, that might be a bad idea. Oh, they planted them already. We got them. Yeah, the CO2 in here is 25 degrees. This isn't exactly doing a lot of cooling right now. I think the CO2 is going to present a problem in here, to be honest. I might have to try to figure something out to get hydrogen in there. Because these pipes aren't really even cooling. It's just barely moderate temperature. It's not a good medium. And if I switch it over to hydrogen, I'm going to need to create a different way to get in here too, because I can't pump hydrogen from the bottom. Or rather, I mean, can't have a door on the side if we're putting hydrogen, because when we go in, it'll end up escaping. I had this connected up with hydrogen, but I broke that down a while ago. Kinda awkward. Maybe if I could find one more Wheezeboard, then rather than having hydrogen in there, 3 Wheezeboards might be enough to do the trick. I don't think there's another one I have access to. Oh, wait a minute. Way down bottom there probably is. Way down here. 1 Wheezeboard, and I gotta dig my way to it. Fantastic. You need the same number of lights you use now, but I kind of gotten used to using your setup now and never change. Oh, okay. I'm a creature of habit anyway, so I tend to use the same stuff a lot. Some things I like swapping around. Ooh, wait. We can rummage at the vending machine. I forgot we get snacks out of there. This door cannot be manually controlled. What? Oh, that sucks. Can I deconstruct it? Oh, I can. Alright, break that door down, and then we'll just dig straight across here. Get our hands on a Wheezewort. Oh no, we dropped the snacks in the oil. Oh well, I guess they'll be deep fried. Deep fried Twinkies. They're making deep fried Twinkies. Inspect. Inquiring minds want to know. All right. Inspect. A single page of a long printout remains legible. I scan it and add it to my database. New database entry discovered. View entry. Okay. Well, that was not helpful. Already took everything of interest from this. I can check the database. I mean, I guess. That's weird. Where's my database? Debriefing. Here's from level 1. Undiscovered. More research exploration is required. I don't even know where those things go, actually. My investigations? Let's see, evacuation notice, the boot message. Huh. Well, that's a shame. We inspected it and got, like, nothing out of it. Would firefalls be useful for the long ladders above and below the main colony? Yep. Sure would. I mean, they're not necessarily going down there a ton, but I left a gap here wide enough that I could put one in for this spot. The challenge being it does take refined metals. Oh no, it makes it metal. Never mind. I don't know why I thought it was. I keep thinking it's refined metal, and I don't know why. I have some sort of weird mental block. Okay, so we've got that one. Actually, we'll just do a straight fire pole all the way down this way. And then we do one here too. Perfect. Yay for speedy movements. Howdy, I'm here. You may start now. Oh, thanks, Jess. It's a good thing we're only just starting. How will the temp shift plates work, and what material do you use to keep stuff cold better? The temp shift plates, I mean, they're not phenomenal, but it depends on what you're trying to do. What the temp shift plates do is allow for the temperatures to be evened out over the space you're interacting with. So they don't, like, inherently make anything colder. They just kind of spread temperatures around. So if you have, like, something that produces cold in an area... So let's say, for example, up here where I have my garden, actually, because we have... These oxygen pipes are coming up, and I have... Right here, I have ventilation pipes. Or, sorry, radiant pipes, rather. So the temperatures in these spots are fairly cool, but in the middle here, it's really hot. So you could put a temp shift plate across the way here, and what it would do is sort of even out the temperature from one side to another. So if I go into our utilities, I can't use diamond right now because it's... Oh, actually I do have a fair amount of diamond. It takes 800 per, though, so that's going to go through it fast. What else can I make this out of that they're going to have a lot of? Iron ore. Yeah, sure, whatever. Iron ore. The hard part is it's going to touch the tiles here, so that's going to exchange heat with those also, which is maybe not ideal. I'm going to see whether we can lower our temperature just by spanning. Okay, I ran out of metal. It takes so much resource. We do have lots of iron available. I'm just going to figure out a big pocket I've already uncovered. Little bits there. Maybe some more iron. I know it's around here. There were some huge areas of it that I hadn't gotten into. Oh yeah, this one's got a little bit. Iron there. We got diamond over here. Let's dig this up. I thought there was one that I had pretty much exposed. I guess not. All right, I'll have to send them down here. I mean, there's tons of pockets of it up here that I haven't gotten into yet, but we'll have them dig across this way. Cut into this iron. So it really just evens out temperature across the span of your temp shift plate. That's all it really does. So if you can touch a portion of it into something cold, it'll take the hot end of things and sort of spread it out and help manage your temperature better. Ice temp shift plates are awesome for emergency cooling. Yeah, as long as you're willing to let them melt. So I wouldn't want to do that in my garden area because they would melt and make puddles, which would stifle the plant growth. But don't forget the Weezewort seed. Oh yeah. Oh, that's weird. They haven't dug it up yet. No, they haven't dug it up yet. New base. Well, this base is a couple weeks old. Cycle 200. We didn't really play it a lot over the Christmas holiday because I'm a slacker. Got too busy with family stuff, so I haven't had a lot of streams and uploads the past few weeks. So I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. But so this colony is actually a few weeks old. We'd be probably farther ahead if I'd been really consistent with it. But all those are log entries you could find while inspecting. There's lots. Got in the habit of click show entry so I can read it right away. Well, I clicked on show entry, but it took me like right to an error. So I'm like, journals. I think it was this debrief one. Like, this is what it gave me. Debrief undiscovered. More research or exploration is required. So I don't know. Maybe you have to get like multiple, inspect multiple things. That's right, Durgan. I've been slacking. I'm paying for it now, too. Fox evolved into a slacking. Did you tell them to dig up the Weezewort? I did, yeah. It's just going to take it's just a function of time. Oh, they already planted it. That's done. Okay, the air coming out of here now is 18 degrees. Perfect. That's ideal. That's already evening out the temperature here. This temp shift plate is really not going to help in the long run, I don't think. Because it's touching these hydroponic tiles. Utilities, temp shift plate. I have a feeling that's just going to be a big waste of materials. I'll probably end up digging it up because it's as soon as it starts to touch blocks, it doesn't do the heat exchange nearly as well. You played Surviving Mars? Yeah, I played it a couple times. I didn't get super into it. How dare you be so relaxed in spending time with family? I don't know if relaxed is the right word. They were kids were kind of a real handful. I was just wiped every night. I think I went to bed reasonably early over the Christmas holidays, more times than I have in like the last year. No only streams over Christmas. Cryptic is Santa. Oh no. No, it's not true. They made the leftmost temp shift plate out of cemetery. Did they? Ah, that's all right. I'm not really expecting to be terribly effective anyway, so it's fine. Like I said, I have a strong suspicion I'm gonna like keep an eye on it for a little bit, and then I'm just gonna wind up breaking it down anyway. Probably more effective would be to cross the pipe over, put in a couple radiant spots so it just expands the cooling in this whole central area. But the plants are already recovering, so it's not really that big a deal. Just changing out the temperature of the air coming out of these two vents. What have I got that there for? The temperature of the air coming out of these two vents is already making a difference in the temperature in that whole area. So that's fine, I guess. Ooh, how's things over here? Still warm at the bottom, cool at the top. Plants are stifling because of unbreathable gas. What the? How does that keep happening? Did my water flow? No, it did. What's going on here? Why does that still think it's broken? Missing tile, but it's not. Seriously? That's all I had to do? That's really lame. Alright. Whatever. I guess that works. I need to enable this thing again. Did you make a specific, or did you make a septic tank for your toilet? Can I see your septic tank system? I do sort of have one, but only for overflow. Let me just make sure this water gets in here and they get this taken care of. Alright, somebody get on the treadmill, buddies. It's priority 7. Somebody should be doing it. There we go. Get that air flowing again. The poor people in the luxury condominium building, they're just like totally writing all these letters to the landlord. They're getting a hold of like the condo committee. They've decided to start suing because we keep robbing them of oxygen and keeping them in excessively hot temperatures. They paid a high price for those condos and they're getting the horrible service out of it. Okay, so that's running again. My bathroom system is over here. I have it spread out a little bit right now. So right now I'm just using I'm using 3 lavatories and 3 sinks. Incoming water flow, of course, goes into the bottom of each of those. The polluted water comes at the top and cycles around to my water sieve, which I have placed down here, or liquid sieve, or whatever they're calling it now. Water sieve, I guess. So it feeds into the water sieve, which cleans it and sends it back out. It's going to be germy, but the game doesn't care if the water's germy, so that works fine. If the water backs up, though, incoming polluted water flow will get to here, and because of the pipe bridge, it will prioritize going into the sieve. But if it's backed up, it will take the alternate route, and it will come way over here, all the way across my colony, and it dumps out in this space, which I had a septic tank here, but I just broke through to let it fill up this portion down bottom, and I actually use that for water that I generate oxygen with now. That's my septic system. And then over on this side, I have another sink that's connected to the whole pipeline as well that sends some of its polluted water over. So you can see, like, this is all backed up. At some point, the polluted water is going to shift and go out the alternate route. In theory. Alright, maybe not. It's going to make a liar out of me. There it goes. So that's the overflow. That stops it from backing up, because if it backs up too much, the whole system will stop running. And that'll go dump out somewhere else. Cryptic, love all your streams. How do you like the long dark? Have you thought about streaming any survival mode? I haven't really thought a ton about survival mode yet. I'm going to play some more of the story mode tomorrow night. I already have that scheduled up on the channel, so we'll play the long dark again tomorrow. It was fun. I'm brand new to the game, so I'm really early into it. There's a lot of things I need to learn and figure out. People have been really helpful with some little tips and pointers and stuff while I've been playing, which has been helpful. But so far, so good. I love the style of the game. I enjoy survival games in general, so it's kind of cool. Body temperature. Yeah, this temperature plate is doing nothing for me. Alright, I'm just going to destroy it. Deconstruct background buildings. We'll get all of our materials back from that. The oxygen's available at the minibar. $10 a can. That's right. You live in luxury. You got to pay a luxury price, even for your oxygen. Like these dupes over here, they've had no breathing problems at all. But the ones in the luxury suites, they're not loving life right now. Ooh, actually, I had intended to make airflow tiles along here specifically for that issue, and then I never got around to it. So, poo on me, I guess. Make these out of gold. We're gonna go fancy. We'll go as fancy as we can, I guess. It's all chlorine down here. That's terrible. There's so much chlorine. Ah, I hate chlorine. That's awesome. Yeah, I just started playing it too. Got on the winter sale. Survival games are the best. Yeah, the only thing with survival games, they do have a tendency to be kind of repetitive and grindy because you're always like scavenging for materials and stuff. But so far, I'm enjoying the Long Dark. And I already had at least one jump scare when a wolf popped out and tried to eat my face. I was so messed up. I was having trouble even like clicking on the button to tell him what to do to save himself. I was like, oh god, gotta click on something. Wolf eating my face. It's bad. Fun though. Show me that sweet, sweet. Oh, there we go. A couple airflow tiles and everything's looking rosy now. Why are you still going through here? I thought I closed this door. That's where the chlorine got in there from. Darn it. I totally meant to shut that down and then I forgot. IR brains. Now the non-luxurious dupes can have a peek at the condos. That's right, they can spy in through the window. They could be in the bathroom. Yeah, here, they could be in the bathroom staring in the window at this guy's bedroom. Hopefully nobody's too flatulent in here, or this one's going to be the worst condo in the house. Actually, we have no flatulent dupes, so it's not really a problem. Okay, I'm going to crisscross my airflows. Never cross the streams. So this one is going to go... Actually, I don't even need to use radiant piping. I can just use regular pipe. Let's go like this. All the way across to here. This one can go all the way across to here. Connect that one. Ooh, that's not going to work. Hold the phone. I need pipe bridge. Alright, so that connects. We'll disconnect here. And here. Ooh, no, that's my radiant piping. I can't do that. Arg. Hold the phone. Just for the super chat. Have we found the Dupernomicon yet? Nope, no zombie dupes yet. Sorry to disappoint. Alright, I guess I can get rid of some of the radiant piping. That's not that big a deal. Alright, so we'll do gas pipe, sedimentary rock, across this way. Oh, wait, I want it to be at the plant. Do it at the plant level. This one I'm going to send across here. So we'll need a pipe bridge here. Like that. I'm making this harder than it needs to be. This cancel build. Oh. Deconstruct. There we go. Cancel. Select pipe. Man, my brain is not working. Okay, there. This pipe's got to go. I don't know why it's saying it's canceling. There we go. Green gas pipe. Deconstruct that one. There. Okay, so the cold air comes in. I made this needlessly complicated. Comes in from here. This one's going to go up and around this way and then out on this side. And the other one's going to go up, across, and up on this side. And that should cool my garden down. What a mess. If the dupes want money for the minibar, they could just use merchandising. Pipe Apocalypse. It's pretty much what it is. Who's John Candy? What? Did you just say who's John Candy? For shame. He's a comedian. Or he was a comedian anyway. Raining gas pipe, deconstruct there. Set priority 7. Build all this stuff, please. Come on, guys. There's no airflow coming in. Granted, you have a lot right now, but it goes away quickly with 25 duplicants. Kids these days are probably younger than when he died. Yeah, probably. Probably. Do half-half loops of both pipes? Oh, I guess you could do that too. Yeah, like going in, up, and across so that you don't crisscross over. Yeah, that would have worked also. Probably would have been a little more efficient to build also. Get this. Come on, my dudes. There we go. Ooh, boy, that pipe's cold. I might have a different problem. How is that pipe so cold? Gas pipe with oxygen at minus 13 degrees Celsius. Well, now we got a different problem. I mean, that should warm up over time. It didn't make it at a radiant pipe. Condense at minus 2, minus 3. I think it must have, maybe because it sits in here and gets really cold for that little bit where I'm not moving any oxygen. Comes in at 58 degrees, comes in at minus 5 degrees. Minus 5 to minus 13, depending on where it is. That's insane. Insane. What about over here? Looks like it's 16. Goes in at whatever. 31. The air was stuck when the pipe was broken. Yeah, that's usually like it was stuck in this cold space, but now so the pipes got really cold. But the oxygen's coming out at just ridiculously cold temperatures right now. I mean, the lights produce heat, so theoretically this should offset it. And everything should be fine. Yeah, we'll let it run for a while. See what happens. It is midnight my time, though, so I'm going to call it a wrap for tonight. We did make some good progress with the colony. We've got, when this all grows in, we're going to have a crazy amount of pinch of pepper nuts, and then that will give us all kinds of espresso and stuff we can make, some fancy foods and things. Tomorrow night I'm going to be playing some of the Long Dark, so if you enjoy that, feel free to come by and hang out for the stream. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern Time as usual. I'll be playing some Oxygen Unincluded again on Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so if that's your jam, come hang out for that also. Thank you, everyone, tonight for the Super Chats. I really appreciate the support, as always. I am, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.